Welcome everybody to the first episode of the St. Sokroc podcast. I'm your host, Sokroc. On this podcast, we interview small Twitch streamers that I know personally and just learn a little bit about them and, make them feel important for a little bit. So here we have HannahWiz, a good friend of mine. We've been friends for a couple of years. Hannah, how's it going?
Hello. Oh, it's going great. How are you, Sokroc?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to do this. I'm a little nervous because I've never just interviewed somebody before, but that's why we're starting. I think that's why we're starting with an easy one with someone who I've just been friends with for a while.
Yeah. Probably your most frequent collaborator, honestly.
Yes, I think so. So we stream together a lot. Her Twitch channel is twitch.tv/HannahWiz. I'll be putting that in the description of the video, so check it out down there. And I guess let's just jump into it.
So
we both stream on Twitch, and Twitch primarily, or at least once upon a time, it was primarily for gaming content. And that's how you use it. And gaming content I think is interesting because I feel like it came to a lot of people in our age group, at like a really formative times in our lives. And I feel like a lot of people just kind of stumbled across it. Or maybe were told about it by somebody, it was sort of this big underground sort of for a while. So what I want to know is really, first and foremost, do you remember the first like gaming content that you watched, whether it was like a YouTube gaming channel, like a Let's Play, or like you caught a live stream or something? Do you remember like the first one, or at least the first significant one that you watched?
I'd say probably the earliest memory of watching gaming content on the internet was, if I had to guess, and it may not be the exact first one, but the first one I can remember is back when I was in elementary school, middle school, something like that. I was trying to figure out how to get a level done on Trauma Center Second Opinion.
Okay.
And it was just some guy filming his TV doing the level.
That's a classic. I kind of missed that. We should bring that back.
Dude, yeah, exactly. It was just and
it's
for
like
anyone
found
who doesn't
footage.
know,
It's like a found footage Let's Play.
And for sure it's not on the internet anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no way. But yeah, it's and for anyone who's not familiar, who never played Trauma Center Second Opinion, it's a Wii motion controlled game where you perform these fictional surgeries, right? And so it's in the level, it's this like very like the strain of guilt, which is the big disease in the game. This is a strain of guilt that shows up like twice in the game. Like that is not a common player that you encounter. And so I'm like, I got to see how you actually do this level. And so I looked it up, and someone had it just like recording off their TV. And I think they failed during the recording, but just was like, okay, I'm just going to restart the level, which now if you were uploading a clip like that to YouTube, you would just cut that out. But
right, yeah. But people weren't really editing back then.
No, they were
not like it is now.
They're setting up the camcorder, hitting record, and then hitting stop, and then taking the one day to upload that to YouTube.
Yeah,
but I'd say that's probably
How long ago was this again?
Oh gosh,
forgive me if you mentioned it already.
Yeah, I would say it would probably be in like elementary school or middle school, because that's kind of when I got into the game. I think the game came out in like on the Wii in like 2006, so I'd probably put it around like maybe 2008.
2008,
if I had to guess.
So I think back then as well, like for most people, YouTube had really strict limits on how long your videos could be. It was like a hard cap 10 minutes.
Oh, if that, like.
Unless you were
I know a lot of things.
I think if you had a certain subscriber count, you could have longer videos. I don't remember exactly how it worked. So that guy was probably just like, 10 minutes, figure this out.
Yeah. Let's get this on. Like I've done the level once successfully. Let me just, record it real quick and put it on there.
Yeah.
But that's probably the earliest I remember. And then obviously like, the whole gaming atmosphere on YouTube, I think probably started really kicking in like a couple years later in the 2010s,
Yeah, it was probably like 2012 is when it started really kicking off.
Makes sense. Yeah. I think that's the earliest, like, just gaming content on the internet that I
Yeah,
remember watching, and then like I obviously
just the
just
trauma
wanted
center
to see.
tutorial.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, because I'm like, this game is fucking difficult. Let me see how you do this
And it is. I've
level.
seen people play trauma. Did you ever beat it?
I think I did once. But I've watched years since speedruns of it. Um, there's a speedrunner by the name Iris Joker who did one for Games Done Quick a
Mm-hmm.
number of years ago. And it's dude, there's some tech in that game that I'm like, I never would have figured that out. I
Now,
mean, same for any type of game, but a game like that, I'm like, getting that game done successfully is hard enough, but doing it quickly is damn near impossible.
when you watch a speed run of a game that you really struggled with, are you
Mhm.
like, are you ever like, man, fuck this guy?
Honestly, no, because speedrunning is one of those things that I just love to watch because a lot of it is just like how many times did you have to throw a dart in the wall or just kind of fuck around with the game before you discovered like tech that you sometimes see in games?
Yeah,
Like, what were people doing that caused them to discover the backwards long jump in Mario?
yeah. And we both talked in real life. We both talked about like summoning Salt. He does those really long video essays
Yes.
about speedrun histories, and it's
Mhm.
cool seeing those like origin points of like this is when this skip was discovered. This is when that skip was
Yeah.
discovered, and it's just so cool. Like I don't know, the gaming community. Um, that might be kind of a silly term to use. I don't know, but
Yeah.
the sort of greater gaming community is really beautiful in that way of just how collaborative and artful it can be. Um,
Exactly.
People like genuinely seeing like they are competing, but they also just have this curiosity of how fast can a human beat this game,
Hmm.
and that's just one of I think the many ways that gaming just brings people together.
Oh,
Um,
fully, yes.
which I think leads me into my next question. So, what made you want to stream?
Honestly, I had kind of really started watching. I started watching Let's Players and like right as I was getting out of high school, so like around
Mm-hmm.
2015 ish. Um, and then obviously when you go from watching YouTube Let's Players, you end up stumbling on Twitch,
Yeah.
right? Whether it be the people you're watching streaming on Twitch or them collaborating with Twitch streamers or just wanting to get more content, seeing games come out actively, like those videos are usually ending up on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I think the path I went on was watching people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. They had a friend who I don't know if he streams or does a lot of content anymore, but Cinnamon Toast Ken. When Resident Evil 7 came out, he was trying to learn how to speedrun that game and was streaming his attempts on Twitch. And
Ah, okay.
so I had watched that a couple times. And then like you get in a category, you get watching things. And I think I realized like I think from an early age, like I was a big theater kid growing up, a big performer. I'm also a middle child.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that lends to the sort of desire to perform, but also like, you know, I've been referred to as a funny person for a lot of my life. And I
Mm-hmm.
think my interest in nerdy things like video games and, sci-fi and anime and stuff like that, I think has lended itself to uh me getting into this field combined with my desire to be funny
Mm-hmm.
and like perform. And so I think for me, like I was like, I don't want to do stand up because I think that's just one aspect. It's
Stand up's
also,
brutal.
yeah, it's also significantly, I think streaming itself is a little bit harder as a woman anyway. But stand up is like I've worked on a tight 10 to do stand up maybe one day. I had something all set up for it, but COVID hit and everything like that. And so
Yeah.
like, but um I think oftentimes the best things is interacting with other people and forming communities. And like I think honestly the best funniest things that I liked watching are people who are just riffing off each other, like Game
Yeah.
Grumps, stuff like that. Like, some of the funniest things that I've seen have come from two people just kind of fucking around and like hitting bit after bit after bit. And so I didn't have a group to start streaming with, but I was like, I'll entertain three people. I'll entertain two people. I'll entertain my cousins and my siblings.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
And maybe, one day I will stumble upon something that works, or I'll just keep throwing darts at the wall.
And do you feel like
Um,
you're now entertaining more than two or three people?
it definitely, I try not to look at the numbers as much, But I definitely, knowing that people are coming back and seeing sometimes the numbers, I think it really seems like I'm entertaining more than 2 or 3 people. It seems like I'm entertaining more than just, my siblings and my cousins and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I think I'm able to, because I get personal joy off that. I like entertaining. I like doing it. Like I said, I'm a former theater kid. And maybe it's not what I'm meant to do with my life, but it's something that I sure as hell enjoy doing it. It's an
That's
absolute
awesome.
blast, making people laugh and making people smile.
That's
So
awesome. What
yeah.
do you remember then? So after you took that jump, what was the first game you streamed and why?
So the first game I streamed, was Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Stardew Valley is my favorite game of all time, probably, if I had to guess. And I was using Twitch Studio, which, rest in peace, Twitch Studio doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want. I had like opened up OBS once, and I was like, this seems complicated. I'll just use the, in like Twitch's own sort of
Yeah.
system for that.
And OBS is, I mean, it's not like rocket science, but it is when you take a first glance, you're like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, you're like, how do I set up a scene here? How do I do this? And then
Yeah,
when
like
someone
what is this
explains it to
stuff?
you, like you can kind of start adding things on your own. Like I think I was showing Zach it one day because he was wanted to learn how to set up a stream for our charity event Housegiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, so here's the information that I had to learn on my own that I'm going to give to you right now for free because once you learn how to do these like 4 things, picking everything up on your own is going to be super freaking easy.
Yeah. So then, you've probably streamed. I mean, are you more of a variety streamer, or do you think you stream like consistently, like similar, like the same game frequently?
I think that there is some variety to what I do. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say a lot of the streams that I stream are games that I stream, I apologize, tend to be the same, like, um, genre,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But I mean, there are times where I'll stream, like, I'll do art streams sometimes. There are new games that, like, will pick up and play. Like, I wasn't playing, like, Overwatch when we switched over to Rivals.
Yeah.
I think I said even the first time we ever played it, like I was like, I've never done a hero shooter before.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Now that's one of your most
we,
streamed games.
yeah, oh yes, 100% it is.
Probably like top 5, top 3, maybe.
Easily.
Yeah.
I'd say Fortnite probably still takes the cake because we were playing that game like every freaking day for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. There was definitely a period of time when all of us were streaming a lot of Fortnite. But I think
Yeah.
like as far as consistency, it seems like since you've been on Rivals, that's been your most consistent game.
Absolutely. Because even if it's not just like, hey, we're streaming Rivals, we'll play something and then we'll switch over to Rivals because it's good, like just
Kind of fall back on
going to this. Yeah, because it's like, even if we're running 2 people at a time, it's still better than running it by yourself. And it's still better than being like, okay, well, we can try to find this game, but it's kind of hard to play with this many people, like, because
the
game autofills teammates for you. And yeah, sometimes the teammates suck, but it's better than playing something that, might be a little bit harder to swing.
And then it's also accessible to play Rivals with other people because it's up to 6 players. Looking at you, Overwatch, you never should have dropped it to 5. It's up to 6 players. It's cross-platform and it's free, and
yes.
and it's good. Like obviously there's some stuff in there that you're playing and you're like, man, who designed this character? But overall, it's a very fun game. It's very competitive. You can see a lot of personal growth when you play it. It's fun to do well with your team.
Exactly.
It's just such a good group game to play.
Oh, 100%. And it's also like, not for nothing, kind of allowed me to be pick up playing games with my brother again.
Yeah, Jackson Wiz, who hopefully in the future I will be interviewing. He's on my list.
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll hear more from him for sure. But you ran a Rivals tournament, and I competed in it. I was part of the Mookie Mafia alongside your brother Jackson Wiz. We were on the same team. But you were the commentator and sort of like the head organizer behind it. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Sure. Yeah. So I think this past, I guess we'll start talking about Housekeeping. Housekeeping, which is the St. Rach House yearly charity event we do.
Yes,
I
for
think
the American Red Cross.
For the American Red Cross, yes, specifically. We decided this year to do a Marvel Rivals tournament. Not tournament, but like invitational sort of thing.
Yeah, like it was like a
Just
scrimmage.
yeah, exactly. A scrimmage is a far better term for it. And I think
No,
afterwards,
we called it the Invitational though, so you're right about that.
yes, yeah, that's true, I guess. But it's less organized than like a formal tournament because
Yeah, there were no
teams also got switched
brackets.
up. They were randomized, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But yeah, we did that during Housekeeping, and it went. I think the people really liked it, and we had always kind of wanted to host something where we have people to play, and though I do enjoy playing Marvel Rivals, I think in that setting I wasn't particularly happy playing it during the charity event. Now, of course, this is also after like me working and doing the charity event and
Well,
then
it was near
working and then
the
doing the
end of the
charity event.
event. It was like our last
Yeah.
real. We played like
It was like the
Jackbox after that, but for context, dear viewers, we went on for 30
30
hours
hours.
total.
Yeah.
And so we started this tournament at like the 27-hour mark or something, like the 20. It had been over. It was
Yeah.
like at least the 24-hour mark. It had been a full day. Now, not everybody was streaming the whole time. We took turns,
Mhm.
but somebody was online at all times. And at the end, even if you only streamed for a few hours during it, it's still exhausting. And it was like
It's
what?
still
Like,
exhausting.
we
Yeah.
started at midnight or 1 or something for this Rivals Invitational. Like,
It was later on. It was definitely like super
yeah.
late on,
And
and
it
it
was our
was
second to last event for the whole
yeah.
thing.
And I'm a little competitive, and I think I also realize that sometimes my morale in competitive games is not always the most optimal. And I know a lot about the game. And so I think the combination of my mentality after the invitational and my knowledge of the game and my desire to do the things like I stated, entertain and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yeah.
I think lended to me wanting to go out on a limb and be like, I can do this. And I it's something that I talked to Sokroc here about, and I was like, hey, because we had bounced the idea around after Housekeeping. We kind of did a postmortem and we discussed it. And then maybe, I don't know, like a month or two later, kind of after the dust had settled, I brought it up to him. I was like, hey, like, I would really like to host the tournament. I would really like to do it because, we can talk about hypothetically doing something like that forever. But
Yeah, like let's just set a date, no matter how
let's
far
just
out it
set a date.
is, and then it'll
Let's set some
happen.
sort of parameters
Yeah,
and let's do the thing.
yeah.
Um,
So Hannah and I
and
think it's fair to say you and I were kind of the two main brains behind
yes,
setting up the
fully.
tournament, deciding on rules and
Hmm.
how we're going to do it. Like we did no bans initially.
Yes.
Next turn
Mhm.
there will be another tournament, and there will be
Yes.
bans. But
Yes.
yeah,
For this first one, I just wanted to see some good old fashioned ass kicking,
yeah,
frankly.
yeah. Wanted
Um,
wanted everyone to play who they wanted.
yeah. And
But
it
yeah.
went incredibly well, the tournament. It
Mm-hmm.
was
We had four
and
teams.
4 teams. We had the Mookie Mafia, we had the Cosmic Guardians, we had the Straw Hats, and we had the Little Meaties. Little Meaties ended up taking the first place crown. And it went very well. I was accompanied by my co-host, Philly Mick. Not my initial co-host, but through a series of circumstances, joined the bench day of. And honestly, I think it took it from a good level to a great level having someone like him with
Yeah.
me.
Unfortunately, since Philly Mick doesn't stream, he's probably someone I won't interview, but I will
Yeah,
say his catchphrase is he's up for anything and he's down for whatever.
yeah. I
And
also
he
think
he
that
truly
like
was. He truly
he was up
was.
for anything, down for whatever.
He tagged
I
in
had
immediately. He likes
Yeah,
competitive gaming. He watches it all the time. So I think he was a
he
really
does.
good substitute in that sense.
Yeah. And it was like after a busier day myself earlier that day, messaging him kind of at 2 p.m. when this tournament was set to start at 5. I was like, hey, when I get back home, we'll get on a call real quick. I'll kind of explain the formatting. I'll give you a list of the teams and the players, and we'll just jump into it. And it was truly like I think we had a concurrent about 30 viewers the whole time.
Yeah, I think it
Um,
averaged out to that. It was kind of fluctuated between like 20 and
20
40.
and 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was I could not have been happier with the turnout of it. It was
Yeah, it was
it truly felt
it was a
like
lot of fun to
electric to
compete
be
in.
there.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I cut you off there.
No, no, you're good. No, you're good.
But I had a lot of fun competing. I think like, your commentary was good. I liked it too how you guys would pull people in for interviews after every game. That was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Our buddy East
Yeah.
Coast Rios, who will be interviewed in the future, he did this is his nickname. He calls himself this, the Big Cholo PvP big play of the game, where he would
Mhm.
pop into a call and he would just yell so loud his mic would cut out about whatever he thought was the best part of each match. And that was a lot of fun. It was chaotic. It was a blast.
Yeah.
And yeah, you ran a good show, and things clipped along pretty quickly too. Like there wasn't a ton of
Oh, yeah.
unless like it was at a point when we weren't playing, there wasn't really
No,
much downtime in between.
no, it was honestly, and it really helped that I had Phil with me because he would talk to like we'd pull, a player in on the team that just ended or the team that was upcoming, and I would be setting up the next room. And so I also kind of just spawned that idea on him, and he was immediately down for it. Like
Yeah,
he really just
he's up for anything and he's down for whatever.
he's up for anything, down for whatever. He also has a pretty good knowledge of the game himself as well,
Hmm.
which made it even better that like we can kind of volley a lot of like, understanding of the teams back and forth and
Yeah.
like why people might pick other characters.
Well, he's the type of
And also,
person too that even if he doesn't play the game, which he does play Rivals, but even if he didn't, he just learns about, like, he just knows it.
yeah.
Like there's so many games
eh,
that he like doesn't play, but he just can talk about it.
mhm. And it was truly like you don't get the opportunity to do events like that very often, especially like I up until somewhat recently have had a job that is pretty limiting to my schedule.
Hmm.
Um and getting the opportunity to do something like that is truly like it's an absolute blast. And I really hope to get the opportunity to do it again, if not with Philly, but also just host it again and be able to have an event that's even better, and keep growing it to the point where it can be something we do pretty often
Yeah,
if the people demand it.
we're hoping our sort of goal for, I think, this next tournament, I think it's a reasonable goal, is to try to get 6 teams instead of 4.
Yes.
I think that'd be cool. Do like
Hmm.
two sides, each one's like a round robin,
Yes.
and then you can decide who plays for championship and who plays for third place. Then you could even have a consolation match too, so that way
Yeah.
everybody could have like a final match they can do. But yeah, but if more details will be coming out about that in the St. Rage House. There's going to be a link to our Discord in the bio
Mhm.
below, so feel free to hop in there. You have to
Yeah.
be 18 or older to join, but
Yes.
other than that, yeah, it's a great community, and you'll be notified every time Hannah goes live when you're in there.
Hmm.
So that'll be
And
great.
also best memes on Twitch.
Yes, best memes on Twitch.
Best
Um,
memes on Twitch.
is there anything that you're looking forward to doing in the future, whether it's streaming a specific game, doing an event or a meetup, or like, is there anything like that?
Honestly, like, yes, I mean, another Rivals tournament would be an absolute blast. Hosting that was
Yeah.
incredible. I also think that, like, I'd love to have the opportunity to, establish a more consistent schedule, coming up soon, and, doing more art streams, doing more, like,
Yeah.
collaborations with people I don't always collaborate with, but I
Hmm.
also have really enjoyed I feel like lately I've been kind of, like, spearheading a lot of group games, and,
Yes. Yeah, you're
that's
very
a lot of
proactive on
fun.
that.
Yeah, I think that it's good. uh, I think the St. Rage House does a lot of, really good work in terms of community engagement,
Hmm.
and I think, with that, kind of being someone who has a bit of a voice here, being like, "Okay, guys, what are we feeling about playing Among Us today?" Or like, "Hey, who's getting on Rivals?" Like, whatever happens to be the game.
Hmm.
Um, I love getting people together to do that, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I think that I I've luckily happened upon a lot of, people that I never thought we would meet before playing, like, games online, but also
Yeah.
I think, I keep getting fed, sort of friend swap type games on TikTok, and
Which are
so,
great.
yeah, I'd be adding those to my library
Yeah,
or to my
currently,
wish list at
what
least.
friend slap games are you rocking with?
Oh, I mean, Repo is such a blast, and especially my collaborations, doing maybe smaller group Repo or just like Repo in general is a lot of fun.
Hmm.
I also really enjoy Mecha Chameleon that just came out,
Yeah, that's a new
um,
one. It's like prop hunt,
which
but you
is
paint
like,
yourself.
yeah, exactly.
Really rewards
Um,
artists like yourself.
yes, and I, it kind of, it's a bit of a ego stroke to be like feel like I'm pretty decent at games like that.
Hmm.
But even other things like that, like gamble with your friends, has been fun. And hopefully I'll get to. I want to try to do more Jackbox, games with people on stream. I feel like that's just definitely something that even if you're not playing, it's kind of just fun to watch and maybe vote in the audience for things.
Yeah, it's such a genius mechanic for Jackbox being able to vote in the audience.
Yeah,
Everyone can
and
have a
I don't
say.
know. Yeah, I think I've never really been a like solo game person. I grew up playing like Crash Team Racing. I grew up playing like games with my siblings or my cousin. And I think that part still exists in HannahWiz, the Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Um, and I want to just keep continuing to do that, to keep meeting new people, to keep, um, you know, like growing our community because I think our
Hmm.
community is truly one of the like best ones in our little corner of Twitch.
It's a great community. I've been like nothing but happy with what we've managed to build. The St. Rage house is truly a St. Rage home.
And we make it as such, Like, I also just I really enjoy, like I said, making people laugh, and I wanna continue to do that in this format because, when you get into your late 20s, like, you don't get to do, like, high school theater and stuff anymore. You don't get to, like,
Yeah,
meet
you're
people the
not going to
same
dance
ways you do.
class, like
Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
get to, like, um and I'm not a drinker, I'm not going to bars and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, like, doing something like this and meeting people and being funny,
And
like,
who wants to go to pub trivia, dude?
dude, right? When you can go to the HannahWiz stream and play Trivia Murder Party instead, dude,
Exactly.
what
That
what would flick?
I sort of want to pivot here,
Mhm.
because we're at the 27-minute mark, but
Yeah,
and it's
totally.
fine. This can go over 30 minutes, totally
Very
cool.
good.
But
Yeah.
um, I want to let you know the background for this stream. I meant to mention it earlier, but I didn't. We're both sitting on the couches in the Awatadai dorm.
Yes.
So that's where we're talking from. And for those of you who don't know, Hannah and I, we played through all of Persona 3 Reload together. We're playing through the
Mhm.
DLC right now, and we plan on playing through Persona 4 Revival when it comes out, and Persona 5 Royal after that. But we were talking about our what personas we would be. And for those who don't know, a persona is kind of like it's kind of like a spiritual being that's a representative of who you are, and it usually takes the form of like a historical or mythological figure. Like it can be like Zeus or like like Athena. Those are both Greek ones, but there's all sorts of different type of personas in the games, and but there's like different types like fairies and dragons and shit from mythology. But we were talking about what our personas would be if they were from like classical literature or mythology, and you said that yours would be the Cat in the Hat. And
Yes.
I think I have a sort of a decent idea of why, but I want you to explain why you think the Cat in the Hat represents you, like on a spiritual level.
I think that, I mean, the Cat in the Hat kind of, initially started as, like, sort of a joke, but I think that, especially Hannah Wiz, the Twitch streamer, maybe not Hannah Wiz, like, my actual like, who I actually am as a person, it's a
Hmm.
little different, but Hannah Wiz, the Twitch streamer, I think, brings this sort of, like, fun, maybe slightly chaotic energy to things.
Yeah.
Um, but, like, is at the end of the day pretty harmless for the most part. Now, if you look at the, like, Mike Myers Cat in the Hat movie, I would argue that that's not particularly harmless,
Is that the
but if
one
you
where the
actually look
meme
at
comes from, where he's like holding a baseball bat?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like, by and large, the Cat in the Hat, I think, is just kind of just this sort of larger than life, goofy, um, persona,
Hmm.
And I think in that, like, I also think that, I've probably said this before on my own stream. I've said it to my boyfriend several times. I have like a primal urge to, if ever needed, to hit something with a bat.
Yeah.
It's kind of why my like D&D character carries a quarterstaff instead of,
Mm-hmm.
something else.
D&D, another thing
Um,
that we stream on Twitch.
yes, exactly.
Shout
See,
out
there's variety
Zephyrin
there.
Door, our DM. Another personal interview eventually.
Yes, sir. Um, but I also think even despite the meme and it being a meme of cat in the hat with a bat, I think that also sometimes just carries with me as like, yeah, I'll hit something with a bat if needed, but also it's just more the fun, chaotic energy. Also, like, Dr. Seuss stuff has kind of followed me my whole life. And so that was a very easy one to just kind of pluck from literature and be like,
Yeah.
this is me.
Cat in the Hat, he's kind of like a non-malicious Beetlejuice.
Honestly, I think that's a very good way of saying it.
Yeah, because Beetlejuice, people find Beetlejuice endearing, but he kills people, right? Like, doesn't he? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I've seen parts of it
I
when I was a
think he
kid.
does.
But
Well, his thing is death, right? Like
yeah,
that's kind of
he's a
his sort
nightmare.
of yeah, he's kind of a nightmare. Like so I would say I don't know if he kills people, but he definitely like is uh
He ruins their day.
yeah, is kind of the like kind of accompaniment to death or
Mm-hmm.
like the not necessarily the grim reaper in a way, but almost a sort of like
Like a
um
herald of
a
death,
friend of
maybe.
death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and but there's like this charming quality about him, and so like the Cat in the Hat captures that charming quality and that chaos, and maybe people who are around him, like his hijinks, make people feel like they're in danger, but they're not really.
Yeah.
Like he kind
Yeah.
of has it under control. Like yeah, all the charmingness without like the malice.
Without the fear. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I also think maybe if we actually like broke it down, my persona would be something a little different. But I also think that if you broke it down, Handslock's, Sasha Makoto's persona wouldn't necessarily be Orpheus.
yeah.
Um,
True. Yeah, and if you
but
think too much about it, I mean, it could be anything. And
it can be
the sort
anything. I
of
think
the rule I've come up with when I ask people this question is like it can't be too cool.
yeah.
Like I
And
asked
let me tell you, the
somebody,
Cat in the Hat is not too cool.
he's not too cool. He's cool, but it's not like he's not like this like badass. Like I tell people you can't pick like your persona can't be like Bruce Lee. Your persona can't be like
No.
Augustus Caesar. Your persona has to
Yeah.
be like Pliny the Elder if you want to be like a Roman person. Like you need like a really
Yeah.
funny, not funny, but you need somebody like Diogenes. I don't know, making all these philosophical references like
No,
the
but I
ancient
know
Greek
what you
philosopher
mean, right?
Diogenes who like lived in a jar and like told Alexander the Great to get out of his sunlight.
Mhm.
you know,
You're,
like mine, I chose Long John Silver from Treasure Island as mine because I thought that was sort of
yes.
he's like kind of cool, but he's also sort of a clown.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and you're totally right. Like I I also think that like there's such a limited at times a limited depth of characters you could potentially pick for a persona.
Hmm.
Because it's not like you're gonna pick like Goody Proctor from like the Scarlet Letter.
Yeah, you're gonna pick the
Um
Giver.
they're gonna pick the Giver. Wait, Goody Proctor's not from the Scarlet
I
Letter.
did
You know
tell
what I
my
mean
one
though.
friend who just finished law school. I told him his persona would be Atticus Finch.
Yeah, and you know what?
He
My
said
my
that was
persona is
accurate.
my persona is Boo Radley,
Boo Radley.
obviously.
Dude, imagine summoning Boo Radley to fight monsters. That'd be incredible.
Boo Radley.
He comes out of like a hollow in a tree.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he's gonna cast Aggiedyne for
He's
sure.
gonna get would he be fire? I feel like he'd be wind.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It
He's
could be
gonna
Wit.
cast
Atticus Finch though would
Garudine.
be fire. Yeah,
Yeah, Atticus Finch would be fire because he fucking shoots a gun.
yeah.
Doesn't he kill like
So
a
fire for
rabid
real.
dog or something in the book?
I think so. It's been a long time since I read that book.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Long.
don't
I was
know.
in 8th grade when I read that book, and I'm old now, so
I have
it's
like
been a minute.
two more questions, kind
Yeah.
of. One thing was you had mentioned before, and we can cut this if it's not really relevant, but
Mhm.
you had mentioned before that you've done like voice acting before. Is that true?
Um, yes and no. I haven't done voice acting in any sort of like professional context.
Hmm.
I did a lot of stage acting and stuff.
Yeah.
And so a little bit of that is putting on some sort of voice. And but I haven't done any sort of like formal voice acting in the same regard as
Hmm.
like um voice acting goes. Like I get a lot of experience uh playing story games on stream.
Yeah. So then the next part of that is I guess I have two more sort of follow questions. That is, one is, what kind of character do you think you specialize in when it comes to voice acting?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think that I think any character that's a little bit different than my normal speaking voice um is really like, as long as I can kind of categorize them properly, I think it works really well.
Hmm.
Um like, because I think a lot of voice acting, especially coming back to story-based games, uh, you even said when we picked up episode I guess again, the moment I started doing Fuka's voice, you're like, "Oh, that's just like riding a bicycle, isn't it?"
Yes. So then my next question was, you're very consistent with your voices. Like, I feel like I lose them a lot because
Mhm.
I also try to like voice act the characters when we play story games together, like
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright or Persona. But you're really
Mhm.
consistent with it. How do you get into character?
I think there's 2 sides to it. I think the one side to it is if, say with Persona, the characters are always voiced. I think the way I even learned how to sing was from mimicking what people were doing. So I think almost there's like almost a parrot-like quality of mine where I try to sound like someone else to mixed results, obviously,
Mm,
right? Um, obviously, female voices is far easier for me to do because that is well within my vocal range.
yeah. But like, you voice like Kenamata pretty well. He's like a what, like 13-year-old boy in Persona
Oh yeah,
3.
he's a kid. I also
Yeah.
think that I remember people like E.G. Daily and stuff like that who they're women who voice young boys, and so
Yeah, I remember being told when I was a kid, somebody was like, Ash Ketchum's voiced by a woman, right? I'm young
and you're
me
like, "What?
was like, no, girls stink. Like,
Nuh-uh.
no way.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-uh.
There's no way."
Naruto's voiced by a woman.
Yes, voiced by a woman.
Goku in Japanese is voiced by a woman. Rest in peace. I think
Yeah.
she passed away. But
Oh, did she?
his
Oh,
English voice actor's a man. But yeah.
yeah. Monkey D. Luffy in English is not
In
isn't he
English,
voiced
it's
by
like,
a
oh, that's a good. Actually,
is
I don't
it?
know. I know at least in Japanese it's a woman. I
Yeah.
don't know about
But, like,
English.
there are a bunch of characters like that. I think it's also lends a bit to my, like, regular speaking voice to do
Hmm.
the young boy voice because it's just a little bit of me, but, like, a little bit of, like,
Yeah.
rasp to it, or, like, not even rasp, but, like, I'm sorta talking like this now,
Yeah,
and
I would say it's kind of
I'm eating
raspy. It's
Potek.
almost like
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah.
Um,
But,
but then you have the voice.
the voice,
Can you give
yes.
us an example of the voice?
We can cut this out, but can you give me something to say?
Yeah, can you say something like, I can't believe our teacher gave us homework during spring break?
Yeah. I can't believe our teacher gave us homework during spring break.
Yeah, so that's the voice.
That's the
And
voice.
that, like, if so, from my experience with streaming games with Hannah, story games,
Mhm.
if we really don't know what voice to do,
It'll
it's
just be
just
that.
it's just like, Hannah, do the voice. She
Dude, like, "I'm gonna do
immediately.
the voice TM."
It's like the most
Uh,
annoying thing you ever.
oh, yeah,
It's so
it's
good.
it's one of those things where it's like, I think, and because like, I used to watch a lot of I think one of the things I liked about voice acting is that I used to watch a lot of, like, special features on DVDs growing up.
Hmm.
And so you sometimes see the voice actors in the booth doing the voices and stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
Um, and I always loved stuff like that. I follow, like, voice actors online, and I think I've learned a lot about it in that regard.
Hmm.
But I think sometimes you have to pull from real life, and sometimes when you make fun of someone or, like, make fun of someone saying something to you, like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh," you kinda get into that sort of, like,
Yeah,
nasally, like, sorta thing, and
yeah,
I think that voice is just taking it to the most extreme I can take my speaking voice to.
yeah. That voice too is just an amazing propaganda tool. Like, you could take my favorite character ever, and if you voice them like
Fuck it
that,
up.
I immediately hate them.
Yeah. But that is the voice, in case anyone's ever wondering.
Yeah,
If you hear us threaten the voice, that's it.
yeah. That's the voice. TM.
Mhm. They voice TM.
Um,
But
all right. Well, it's been about 40 minutes almost. Do you have my sort of closing question here? Do you have any sort of message for the audience? And is there anything that you want to like plug or shout out?
um ooh, that's a good question. I guess plug shout out. Follow Jackson Wiz on Twitch, my little brother.
Yeah.
He's absolutely like he's one of my favorite people of all time.
He's Twitch's most
And
twin.
he's Twitch's most twin. He's just really like funny. He's actually very good at video games, whereas I have never claimed to be very good at video games, I'll be honest. Um
You're
and
good at who you play.
I get who I play, and I know that I know where my limits are, but my
You do
brother's
your
just
job.
genuinely I do my job, and
And
I
you
do it
do it
well.
well.
I do it well. Um, but my brother's, like, genuinely funny and genuinely good at games, and I'm not just saying that because he's my brother. Like,
Yeah, I mean
tor
I'll back you up on that.
yeah, like, and, Sokroc here was on a rivals team with him, and Jackson's the most flex player you've ever met.
Oh
He will
yeah.
play any class, he'll pick up characters and start playing them well, like, I taught him the game for maybe 10 minutes because he kinda wanted to know about characters, but he's picked up characters that, like, I could never play. Like, he
Hmm.
can play anywhere from Jeff to Black Widow to Groot, like, he's also just very, you know, very cool person. So, follow Jackson on Twitch. He's my brother, but also he's just a great watch. He doesn't stream a lot right now, but I think he's gonna get a computer, and so he'll probably start streaming a little bit
Oh,
more,
that's
which will be
exciting.
nice. Yeah.
Um
And
eh,
then I guess my message to the audience, and I try
I
to tell
know.
people
I know
this.
this is what I'm gonna just end the stream with. So
Mhm.
just so you know.
Um, yeah. I tell people
No
this when I
pressure.
raid out. Be kind to each other. Be kind to the people around you. Be kind to yourself. And I think the world oftentimes can use a little bit more empathy and understanding. So, like, at the end of the day, like, just even if it just requires you just being kind to yourself, do that because sometimes that can honestly reverberate out into your interactions with everyday people.